California's Governor Gavin Newsom absolutely melting down after Border Patrol agents made an arrest outside his anti-Trump rally in Los Angeles yesterday.
Chanley Painter joins us with the details. Good morning,
Hey,
Chanley.
good morning, Lawrence, Ansley, and Brian. So Governor Newsom's not only railed against Trump at yesterday's rally, he spent significant time announcing his plans to counter Texas lawmakers' redistricting plan. But the rally was met with unexpected visitors outside. More than a dozen armed and masked Border Patrol agents could be seen. At one point, Border Patrol agents were seen leading away a man in handcuffs, igniting fury within California leadership.
I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose.
Democrats never learn. And one reason why they never learn is that they have the backing of the liberal or the leftist media. We've seen this play out again and again. Someone is arrested. The Democrats file out like this, and they give a press conference claiming that that something horrible has taken place. And then they wind up with egg on their faces when they find out this is a criminal with multiple arrests and that has committed multiple crimes. And you know what? They double down because there's no consequence, because they have a media apparatus that runs interference for them.
The time, manner, and place to send their district director.
I'm sorry. There is no time, manner, and place for enforcing the law. You don't get to choose when the law is applied. Hey there, quick pause to share something exciting. You may not know this, but I went from struggling with a stutter to building a YouTube channel with millions of views, over 10,500 subscribers, and counting. Do you want to create your own content but are unsure how to start? Watch my content creation playlist. It shows up at the end of this video. You won't find it anywhere else. I'll share my tools, tips, and strategies to help you grow with lessons from beginner to advanced. Also, subscribe, like, and share to show your support for the channel. Now, back to the video. So you happen to attract criminal, illegal aliens to your rallies and to your conferences. So that's a you problem. I don't think it's a problem for the Trump administration, in my opinion.
Outside, right when we're about to have this press conference, said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. Said everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States.
Cue the fear mongering. The fear mongering is it's just interesting to hear the Democrats. Look, when you see this, you can't unsee it. Everything is authoritarian. Everything is a threat to democracy.
And Governor Newsom firing off this Trump-style tweet saying, quote, "Donald is finished. He is no longer, quote, hot. First the hands, so tiny, and now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying he can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore."
You know, it has been said that the left can't meme. They can't meme because the reason why Donald Trump's tweets are so effective is that what he's talking about is based on fact and it's true. Gavin Newsom is attempting to mock Trump over things that have never happened. Donald Trump's hands aren't small hands. They aren't. You've seen his hands, okay? He's walking down. He can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Come on. And that's an attempt to Joe Biden Donald Trump. You get what I'm saying? Like, just pretend that Donald Trump is falling up the stairs, which hasn't happened, but we have lots of footage of Joe Biden doing that, of wandering aimlessly on the stage when, you know, he's done with his speeches. So the left can't meme. Gavin Newsom is just trying to be Trump. He's trying to out-Trump Trump, and he's failing woefully at it.
Uses the little baby stairs now. Sad. Well, AG Bondi had this warning to lawmakers who say they will not comply with immigration enforcement.
They must comply. Yesterday, I sent out 33 letters to mayors around this country. I think 3 or 4 of them were in California alone, not surprising. I sent out letters to all of these mayors and to the governors saying you must comply. We want to know what you're doing to comply with our federal government.
The White House not backing down, guys. Back to you.
No, thanks so much, Chanley. I think it's interesting because you forget ICE aren't robots. They know who's against them and who's not for them. And they also, in many cases, I think all cases, know they're actually picking up people that don't belong here, that have committed crimes. And they've been vilified by politicians like Gavin Newsom. Yeah. But it's unrelated, the pickup yesterday and the presser for him to announce his gerrymandering plan, right?
All right, so a question just crossed my mind. Has ICE been sued for picking up an American citizen by accident simply because they were profiled by skin color or by race? Because for months now, we've been having people on the left claim that ICE is disappearing people, that people are being picked up the streets, that American citizens are going to be disappeared by Trump's Gestapo methods of removing criminal illegal immigrants. And yet, I'm yet to see a story about anyone bringing charges against ICE or the Trump administration. All we see is people running interference for criminal illegal immigrants. Now, let's look at what the chat is saying. All right, so people who have heard about this story are leaving their okay. So you have this. People have this to say, and let's look at this. Grant Gregory says they made one arrest despite bringing 100 agents. Doge people should be furious with this 6 figures. So his problem is that 100 ICE agents. Well, it wasn't 100 ICE agents. Okay, it wasn't. It was I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. Okay. And usually these raids, they don't deploy to a single location. They have a series of stops to make. So they don't just leave and arrive at one location and that's the only pickup that they have to make. You need to understand how these things work. So in his mind, ICE just rolls out, and once they do one pickup, everyone goes to bed. That's not the job, Gregory or Grant. That's not the job. So they may have been on a sequence of stops. So it's not 100 ICE agents. I counted about 8. I voted for this. Okay, lots of support. FAFO, more like FFS. Liking law enforcement memes on X won't fix anything. Maybe focus on why people risk their lives to cross rather than cheering like it's a sports game. It is the responsibility of the countries that that they come from. I don't know why Steph Knox is getting so worked up about this entire thing. If people from countries that don't have the blessings you have in the United States want to risk crossing into your country illegally because your former president encouraged them to do that, you can't blame them because it's desperate out there. It is. But it's not enough justification to cross into your country illegally. And it is equally or even more, no justification of bringing their criminal ways into your country. Thank you to all the men and women at ICE working hard to keep our streets safe. I pray for their safety. Amen. I stand with ICE. Yes, I do. You do know that 50% of the people living in California are illegals. You get rid of the illegals, and California only has 19 million people living there, and 11 million are MAGA. Imagine that. Now, that's a thought. I don't know how true that is, but let me know in the comment section or in the chat if this is true. All right. And then C. Bright says, someone needs to start a I despise Gavin Newsom line on here so we can share all his narcissistic BS. He just is such a megalomaniac. You know, all his life, his whack job, corrupt. All right. More statements about Gavin Newsom not being liked. You can read the rest on the screen. Okay. So that's it for this story. Gavin Newsom is trying to make out the Trump administration yet again to be the bad guys. They are simply enforcing the law. And this wasn't ICE. It was Border Patrol. All right. It was Border Patrol agents that tracked this guy down, arrested him. And like I said, if there's any proof that there have been arrests that have not been executed properly, then where are the lawsuits? There have to be lawsuits or settlements at least. I'm waiting to see those.